Hello everyone, my name is Arungkusupan. I'm from English Department Batch 29, Catholic Vidya Mandala University, Surabaya. Today I'm going to present about portfolios and self-assessment. I will share the material from Assessing Your Learners book from Sophie Ionnou-Geourgiou and Pavlos Pavlou. Okay, first we go to the portfolio. A language portfolio is a compilation of an individual child's work showing his or her language abilities, effort, and language development over time. It usually includes samples of written work, audio or video recordings, drawings, teacher's note, tests, peer and self-assessment forms, and reviews of book reads. Portfolios provide a way of individualizing the learning and assessment process because each portfolio is different. It also encourages children's overall involvement in learning and assessment processes. Then, why should portfolios? These are the advantages of portfolios for teachers and for students. For teachers, 1. Link instruction with assessment. This is an opportunity to link instructions with assessment. You assess the children on the activities they are involved in and what is going on in the classroom. 2. Record linguistic development. A record of each individual child's linguistic development through continuous observation and information gathering. 3. Show child's progress. A global view of the individual child's progress, including attitudes, learning strategies, interests, and talents. The children's progress can, therefore, be viewed in relation to these very important factors. Then 4. Discuss with parents. A body of work you can use to discuss the children's progress with their parents, other teachers, the school authorities, and the children themselves. A way of involving parents in the learning and assessment processes. And then the last one is arrange regular conference. A reason for arranging regular conferences with each child, you can genuinely get to know and give particular attention to all the children and establish a strong relationship with them. And then for the students, 1. Become responsible. This is an opportunity to become responsible for their own learning by becoming actively involved in areas such as goal setting and choosing and applying their assessment criteria. 2. Reflect on their learning. An occasion to reflect on their performance, attitudes, and personal learning styles. 3. Choose each piece. A chance to exercise some control over the assessment procedure. For example, children may have a say in choosing what pieces of work should be assessed by you and what work samples should be forwarded to the next teacher. Then 4. Increased involvement in the learning process. Increased involvement in the learning process, for example, the children can suggest activities they would like to do, areas for reinforcement, or topics they would like to cover. And then the last one, increase motivation and excitement for learning. The children observe progress as it takes place and have access to the products of their efforts to show to their friends and family. Next, the guidelines for using portfolios. Children need some time before they can use portfolios effectively, and then try various approaches before deciding what works best for you and your children. 1. Keeping and accessing portfolios. The children should feel free and able to access their portfolios whenever they wish. If classroom storage is not possible, suggest that the children take them home, or take them in the staff room or other appropriate place at school, but children must feel free to ask for their portfolios when they want them. Ideally, portfolios should be kept in the classroom. Choose a place that children can access easily, somewhere not too high, not too behind closed or locked doors, and etc. And then the second, setting criteria for choosing book samples. Work with the children to set criteria for choosing work for their portfolios. The class can discuss and eventually identify the criteria they should be looking for on the basis of other children's portfolios and samples of work considered good. For example, some criteria that children may come up. I learned a lot by doing this activity, or I enjoy doing it, or I think it looked nice, or it was interesting. Then it shows that I have learned a lot. And then my handwriting is nice. I like it. And then my friends think it is good. Our aim is to train children to reflect on their work and to make sensible decisions about what pieces of work to include in their portfolios. And then the third, reviewing and updating the portfolio. Reviewing their portfolios and reflecting critically on their work is also important when the children are choosing work samples to be passed on to their next teacher. Most of the material in their portfolios is likely to be sent home with them. Usually, only a very small selection of work gets handed on the next teacher. For this purpose, the children should choose the 3 or 4 pieces of work that does reflect their abilities and progress. And then, fourth, portfolio review or assessment. Portfolio assessment can take place 2 or 3 times a year in the form of a conference between you and the child. Ideally, you should get input from the children and the parents before compiling your review or report so you can include their comments in it. A portfolio includes a wide variety of work samples offering a global view of children's progress. It includes work that demonstrates the children's progress towards the course goals. For example, like writing samples or speaking samples or tips, assessment task results, book reports, and any other. Although each child's portfolio is different, they should all provide evidence of the child's progress. And then the fifth, maybe this is the last one, getting children and parents involved. Parents should also be involved in the portfolio process. They can profit from and also assist in the development of a portfolio. Being involved makes them feel part of the child's learning development and gives them an insight into what is going on in the classroom. Then this is the example of portfolio review. You can see this is the name is Elias, and he is on the grade 2 term in spring. And then in the reading area, the overall achievement is very good. The strengths, loves book and read a lot, uses pictures and content to understand words. And then the weakness is need to improve her reading speed and learn to read silently. You should continue with readers during holidays. And then for the writing area, the achievement is good. The strength is her handwriting and spelling have improved. And then the weakness is has a few problems with the combining sentences. Should practice writing short paragraph 2 until 3 sentences. And then in the speaking area is good. The student, always eager to use English, can talk about herself and her daily activities, but the weakness is fluency hampered by frequent gaps in vocabulary, and should try to increase her vocabulary. And then for the listening area, her achievement is very good, can easily grasp main idea or keys of a listening text, but the weakness is does not always recognize spoken form of words in her vocabulary. And then try listening to tapes of stories with the book open. The last one, attitude to English. I think this is like behavior, or her behavior in the classroom is excellent because she loves learning English, and she is always enthusiastic about her lessons. And then in this portfolio there will be teacher signature, parent signature, and then the child signature. This show that a portfolio engaging teacher, parents, and the children. And then we go to the next slide about portfolio ideas. A portfolio should include a variety of information such as assessment tasks, children's notes, journal entries, and other examples of the children's work. Very young children can report and reflect on their work and say why they want it in their portfolio in their native language. For example, this is extensive reading checklist, so we can say that there will be name and class, date, and the comment from the teachers. Enjoys reading, can identify the title and author of a reading text, can identify the main characters, can grasp the plot of an extensive reading text, actively seeks opportunities to read, can grasp the main ideas of a text, can talk about the main characters, reads a variety of books, can deduce meaning from context without being struck by unknown words, can summarize a text or narrate a story. And then next, reading log. Well, actually, extensive reading checklist. Keep the checklist right at the beginning of the children's portfolios for easy reference. Tell the children what the checklist is for and explain to them that it will demonstrate their progress in reading over the next 2 or 3 years. And then next, reading log. Reading log is to keep track of the children's progress in extensive reading using graded readers. It is also a way for them to reflect on their work and to keep a record of their own progress in reading. So I think like the first one, there will be name and class, and then about the book, the book title, author, main characters, started reading. I think this is for the date, and then finish reading. I think we can see how many days or how many weeks the students need to read a book. And then my thoughts, what I liked or didn't like. This maybe for the sentences or paragraphs the students feel like maybe happy or sympathetic or sad or embarrassed, maybe like something that they feel about the book. And then for the next one is rhyme block. Rhyme block can be used with assessment songs. We can keep it in the portfolio for the children to record rhymes they have learned and may have recorded on tape. Like the title, my favorite rhyme. So there will be rhyme that did recorded my talks, my teachers taught. So the rhyme is what lyrics or what rhymes that they interested in, and then the date, they listened, and then how they feeling about this song, and what is the teacher's comment about this song. Okay, next we come to the self-assessment. Children's self-assessment can include their attitudes toward learning and aspects of the learning process, such as the activities used by the teacher, the textbooks, and other teaching materials they use, their preferred learning styles, and their actual progress or performance. Most importantly, tough self-assessment improves children's motivation, enjoyment, and understanding of important aspects of the language learning procedure, and offers them the basic skills that characterize autonomous learners, such as reflection on and regular review of their work. Then, self-assessment documents should be kept in the portfolio so that the children can have access to their progress records whenever they wish. This way, they are able to compare their progress at various points in their career. Encourage children to share self-assessment with their parents so that the parents can check their children's assessment and help them to set new goals. Self-assessment can be carried out at various strategic points during the course, and needs to be used as one among a variety of other assessment types. This is the example of self-assessment, level all, age group all, and then the time 10 minutes when introduced for the first time, after 2 minutes at the end of each lesson. Aims to encourage children to express their feelings and attitudes toward their learning to their English classes in a quick and efficient way. I think this is for English lesson. And then the description, the children indicate their general feelings towards their English classes by drawing expression on a face. Materials, worksheet, and then preparation. Modify it to suit your needs. If you have listened more or less frequently each phase the children draw on the worksheet corresponds to one lesson. The day of the week should be written in the first column. In the last row, the children write something that made them happy, a song or a game, for example, strengthening their positive feelings toward the English classes. Draw a happy, sad, and an indifferent face on the board and mime the feelings yourself. Invite a few children to come to the board and draw other feelings they might have, like angry or bored. And then tell the children that you would like them to think about the day's lesson and show you what they think about it. By miming the expression will show in their feelings. Hand out the worksheet 8.1 and explain it to the children. And tell the children to look at the appropriate box and draw the face that best expresses their feelings about the day's lesson. And then collect the worksheets, explain that they will be handed back to them at the end of every lesson for them and to draw their feelings. On the lesson of the week, ask them to think of something that made them happy so as to focus their attention on positive experiences. The last one, finally, at the end of the month, have them look at how many happy or sad faces they have on their worksheet. On the basis of the expression that seems to predominate for the month, they can decide what goes in the title. For example, my English classes make me feel happy or sad or bored or any extra. And then the variation, the worksheet can be adapted so that the children use it once a week or at other times, depending on your schedule on how often the children have English classes. And then the feedback, ideally try to review the worksheet and discuss each child's feeling at least once or fortnight in large classes and more often in small classes. Monitor the children's feelings so that you can prevent negative feelings and attitudes becoming permanently entrenched. And then always make a point of finding out why the children are unhappy and take note of the things that make them happy so that you can increase positive experiences and decrease negative ones. Portfolio. The completed weekly worksheet can be kept in the children's portfolios. They may be supplemented with interview notes, the children's notes, or observation notes on why a child was unhappy during a particular week, and etc. For comments, it is very important to keep track of the children's attitudes toward their English classes. From action when things don't seem to be going well may save both the child and you from a host of problems in the future. Then the two young children are sometimes influenced by things we might not consider important. We know of a motivated, happy child who suddenly didn't want to come to class anymore when asked what was making her unhappy. The problem turned out to be that a classmate had been teasing her, a promise that this will not happen again, and an apology from their culprit resulted in her return to class. And then the last one, assign the responsibility for handing out the worksheets to one group of children a month. This way you can still carry on with the lesson while the group hands out the worksheet. The children return the worksheet to your desk on their way out. So I will show you this. This is what I talked about before. In the day, maybe we teach English for Monday and Friday, so we can use it day Monday. Week one is they can draw happy or sad or boring or any other, and in the end of the month, something that made me happy this week. So the children may mention what makes or what things what things from English they happy or sad or bored. And then for the last example, we have activity likes and dislike. Level all, age group all, time 5 minutes, aims to encourage children to express their feelings about various aspects of their English lesson and reflect on their preferred ways of learning. The children indicate how they feel about various aspects of their English lesson by filling in a questionnaire. From worksheet 8.2, for the preparation, modify it as necessary to suit your own teaching style and the learning procedures you frequently use in class. In class, tell the children you would like them to think about the various activities you do in class. Ask them to say which ones they like. Explain that this will help them to realize how they prefer to learn, and it will also help you decide which activities you could do more often. Hand out worksheet 8.2 and make sure the children understand it. Then tell the children that they can circle whichever of the 3 phases best corresponds to their feelings about each specific aspect of learning English. The last one, the children return their complete worksheets. For the feedbacks, look at the children's self-assessment in your own time, not too long after it was completed. You will sometimes need to make time to discuss the results individually if a child doesn't seem to be enjoying anything. For the portfolio, the self-assessment questionnaire can be included in the children's portfolio. You can also invite the children to elaborate, perhaps in the journals, listing the song or games they like, or explaining why they don't like a particular activity, for example, books. So this is the activity I talked before. Learning English. There will be name, class, and date, and then they will circle learning English. Are they happy or bored, or maybe dislike? And then my books, watching videos, listening to cassettes, singing songs, role play, playing games, learning about other people, reading stories, and as teachers you can edit more maybe about your lesson. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening my presentation about portfolios and self-assessment. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye. See you next time.